This playthrough is rated M for mature.
How are you feeling, Hans? Alice. Alice, I thought you were shot. Darn, my plan didn't work out. He's not really Hans Davis. Sorry to say it. Pretty boring. I was hoping to watch you kill each other, Teliko. Why couldn't you have been more suspicious of him? Who are you? Roger, is she? Yes, remote viewer my ass. She was living there for years. Of course, she knows the facility inside out. Colonel, so you're saying Alice... She's number 16. Dun dun dun. Yeah, she's the villain. I had a pretty good inkling of that over the course of the game. I was like, oh, she's got to be the villain because we haven't seen any other characters pop up. So, yeah. Alice is number 16. When Leone was captured by Fleming, Alice broke in with, "You mean your daughter was taken hostage?" When Fleming heard that, he reacted strangely. That's because I spoke using number 16's voice. He really freaked when he realized I was number 16. He couldn't believe I was right here, watching him. Remember when your image came up on the HQ monitor? That was actually a video put together by number 16. She used Fleming to film it. You were so... oh, and by the way, this is the exposition dump since we're at the end of the game, so... You were so out of it then, you didn't even notice that that poorly made video was a fake. You really did meet up with Hans Davis. Fleming disguised as Hans Davis, that is. Yeah, this is why I don't like the Hans Davis, like, twist thing. It's just... That was Fleming? He couldn't do anything right. I just had to laugh. And to think how haughty Fleming used to be. That only people who called me number 16 were Fleming. A handful of scientists and Hans Davis when he came to check on things every now and then. So what did happen then? Where is Hans Davis at this point? Is he dead or... Who is Hans Davis? Oh, well, here we go. You. No, I'm not Hans Davis. Shut up. ... Just kidding. Yeah, exactly. Fuck off. ... Hans is a cautious man. We never actually saw him. And you're our hero, the legendary Solid Snake. Hero? The children of Hamelin looked up to you as a hero. You are a man created by those in power, and performed mighty works for them. The legendary healer, Solid Snake. And that's what we were always taught. Was I really used as a role model? Yes, you're not Hans, but you really were our hero. Our pledge was, may we someday be great like the honorable and mighty Snake. I feel like there's some symbolism there, but what about my memories, being Hans' memories? The chain, your physical data storage terminal, remember? I can't count how many times I sent you painkillers through it. At the same time, I used the chain to administer ACUA, when I whispered into your ear from afar, ever so softly. Dude, you're at 12. You are Hans Davis. I guess you could say the chain was literally linked to Hans Davis. What? Why did you try to make me into Hans? Physically, I'm number 16, but mentally, I'm number 104. The last two survivors in the conjuration of ritual conjuration were me and number 16. She plunged a knife into my chest. When I died, I became some type of white mist and entered her body. My body was destroyed, but I conquered number 16's mind. Your body and mind belong to two different people? Have you ever felt as if, when you look into the water, a complete stranger staring back at you in the face? As if you can only see a mask? We heard this before, yes. ... I was a little uneasy at first. I didn't know how I could go on living. I mean, I was only one person, but at the same time, two. But only one. So, this is why you're threatening hundreds of thousands of people? Of course, revenge is a motive too. Beagle is the reason I become what I am. Harold Burton was a Beagle executive. I controlled the minds of 4 bodyguards filled with ACUA and had them slice and dice Burton to shreds. I thought he looked so handsome in that nightcap. Now, Telika's dad. Did you kill Hans Davis too? Not yet. I'm saving the best for last. Alice, you... I'm sorry about this, Snake. I really am an acquaintance of Roy's, but we're not what you'd consider old friends. All I knew about you were the legends, the rumors. The person who so enthusiastically recommended you for this mission was Alice. Alice agreed to participate on this mission on condition of your involvement. Appointing Alice was a direct order. I had no choice but to accept her. If only I had looked into things more closely at the time. I'm truly sorry. And Roger just kind of got wrapped up in this nonsense. What happened? It's nothing. Roger tried to pull a little prank. Oh. Huh. Well, there goes Roger, I guess. You expect us to believe that? I was wondering what that shot was. I think all this talk of Solid Snake's heroics rubbed off on Roger. He tried to be a hero. He tried to grab my gun. If he would have just sat still like a good colonel, this never would have happened. Oh well. Oh, goodbye, Roger. You killed the colonel? Yeah, not the one with chicken either. Oh, it's time. Only 13 minutes left until the laboratory is completely engulfed in flames. 13 is a bad luck. How appropriate. You're gonna blow this place up? That lab is a disgusting, cursed place. I need to wipe it off the face of the earth. You'll die if you don't get out of there fast. After all, you're my hero. You're my hero. I can't tell if you're dying on me. Snake. Move, Teliko. We've got to get out of here. Now! This is the last one, sis. We can't kill anymore. It's all over, Lise. Elsie, carve the number into the senator. Okay. Oh, the senator's the final one left. Oh, and there's the puppet master. Yep. Yeah, the senator kind of found out about that a little too late. So. Sorry. Alice, it's all been taken care of. Anna? Oh, you're still alive. You'll have to die too, Constance. Yeah, if you didn't figure it out, she's Constance as well, so. ... You were doused up with a large amount of ACUA, and Alice put false memories into your mind. Memories which forced you to believe you were Minnie Donnell. Alice told me of a conversation she had with you. All this time she was planning to follow through with what she called the unavoidable tragedy of Flight 326 going down in flames. What could have changed her mind? She even gave up her control of all the plans. I don't even need my parachute anymore. What could be happening? You're Fleming's daughter, honey. Constance Fleming. Man, really just throwing that out of the kid, huh? Fleming? I'll carve Alice's number into you. Ah, ... I knew you'd make it out. That's my Solid Snake. What did you do to Roger? Looks like that stubborn old hero is still alive. But no, he's alive. ... By the way, the number 12 was carved into Hans' chest. Hans? But the S in Snake should be 19, not 12. The last one isn't an S, it's an L. Oh, I actually did the wrong voice for a different character. It's not meant to be Snake. It's Nickel. Nickel. As in Nickel Silk products? That's right. Maker of silky smooth PJs and nightcaps. It's a major Beagle affiliate, you know. Nickel only uses top quality silk for its products, and recently gave away loads of silk powder along with product purchases all over the world. Eating silk powder distributes a healthy amount of high quality amino acids throughout the body. This produces collagen, giving you that moist, supple skin you always wanted. How does that jingle go again? Top grade silk does the body good. Sleep tight tonight like you always should. With nickel silk powder, there's no doubt you'll feel so good from the inside out. Have a happy silky day. Yeah, it's hard to sing when you're doing accents that you're not really good at in the first place. The ladies have sprinkled that powder on their cereal or whatever in hopes of silky skin and weren't really taking high-quality amino acids. They were actually consumed was ACUA. Or more clearly stated, acting cells under Ellis. The name knowers ingested a large amount of ACUA, which enabled me to fill their minds with illusions. The illusions forced them to believe there's someone else, false memories of a past. That never really happened. Who knows how many tens and thousands, even hundreds of thousands of people are under my thumb. That's the kind of monster I am. Neoteny.
What's a name knower?
Yeah, that's what I want to know. And by the way, this whole exposition dump on the end, this is kind of reminiscent of other Metal Gear games, so this isn't too far out of the way, so. Anyone with a name, any human being that knows who he or she is, they're all my puppets. I wonder if they took the idea of names and ran with it in Metal Gear 5, Phantom Pain. Anyway, ... To tell you the truth, I wanted to control you. I wanted Solid Snake's, the legendary hero from my childhood, to be mine, forever and ever. Forever and ever! That's creepy. What are you, like 12? But Solid Snake is only your code name. That's no good. Yeah, even John is not his real name. He's basically... I think, like, his name is like John Doe, and that's not even his real name. It's just... I can't make you into my snake, so I gave you a name. I whispered it into your ear over and over, hoping that you'd eventually believe it. I whispered ever so softly, you were Hans Davis.
So you got your revenge.
Yes, and Teliko, you got your revenge too. What? The man who hired Clown to kill your father is none other than Hans Davis, aka Viggo Hawk. Oh, the senator was Hans Davis. Huh. That's probably why he knew a bit more than what he carried on the plane and figured it out a bit quicker, but I had no intention of getting any revenge. Bob, Edward, Arnold, Greg, Leon, and Viggo Hawk, who also goes by Emilio. Viggo Hawk? How many names do you have, Hawk? Emilio, Viggo Hawk, Hans Davis? God. Take the first letter from each of those 6 names and put them together and voila!
Beagle. ... What have you done with the jumbo jets?
They're free now. I was making Constance sneak around on the plane, and she said something that wasn't part of my plan. She said that number 104 doesn't hate me. She said it to comfort me, to ease my pain. Hearing that, I didn't feel like making the planes crash anymore. I think I'll go now. If you don't get in here and save this crotchety old hero soon, he's gonna die.
Crotchety old hero? Who are you talking about? Viggo?
Oh, Roger, right.
You shot him.
Let's see, where shall I go now? I'm finally free! Hope to see you again. You're my hero.
Alice, wait!
Why am I...
Wait, you got stomach cramps? What happened? Snake. Roger, are you alright?
Alice she suddenly grabbed her chest.
What?
She bit off her tongue. She bit off her tongue. She's gone.
What? What the hell is going on?
Yeah, I want to know too.
I don't know. Roger? ...
Colonel. I forgot what voice I gave this guy. Snake.
Who's this?
This is CIA Agent Charles. Roger's gonna be fine. My men have got him on a stretcher. A bullet penetrated his abdomen area, but it's nothing life-threatening. He's gonna make it. Actually, should I make it super deep?
Glad to hear that. What about Alice?
Perhaps the neoteny wasn't completely perfect. The puppet master connected to people's minds to control them, but those minds sent back an enormous flow of information to her. Her mind couldn't handle it and collapsed, ultimately leading to her death.
Can I talk to Roger?
Okay, but keep it brief. Hold on. ... Snake.
Roger, I have a message from Leone. ... Before he died, he said it wasn't me.
I see. Teliko, he wasn't the one. Leone. No, Jeff Jones, he wasn't the spy.
Leone was part of your unit back then?
Yes. He's gone now. It's too late for me to even apologize. I know why you volunteered for this mission, Colonel. An intelligence source informed me that the unit held responsible for invading the lab was a giant soldier with black hair. I knew that Jeff had taken on the name Leone and was participating in armed terror plots. I just didn't want to face the music. I was afraid of the truth. But at the same time, I couldn't let go. I volunteered for this as my final mission, in order to face him. Well, you didn't actually face him. Snake and Teliko faced him, whatever. When I introduced myself as Roger McCoy, he answered. Truly a pleasure. At that moment, I realized the truth. He knew that Jeff wasn't the spy, that he was innocent. My misguided suspicions must have ruined his life. ... No doubt he'll continue to despise me in the afterlife.
That's not true. He had a tranquil expression on his face when he died. At peace, and if he had been reunited with a father whom he hadn't seen for years, it was a calm, peaceful smile.
Thank you for saying that, Snake. The Colonel needs his rest now. You'll get him to the emergency ward ASAP. I hope we meet again, Snake.
Yeah.
In the sequel, The Search for More Money. Actually, I don't even know if they make an appearance in Metal Gear Acid 2. I had my own doubts about the Colonel.
You were suspicious of Roger?
I opened an independent investigation on Beagle when I became aware of its dealings within a branch of our military. Roger's name came up in that investigation. ... Boy, was I off on that one. You could call me a monkey's uncle. I'm sure the Maloney government will be subject to investigation too, eventually, but it'll take some time to bring it down. All jumbo jets have regained control, and the bomb on flight number 326 has been successfully disarmed. It's all over, Snake. Mission accomplished. Why don't I take you to the mountains, since Roger has been hospitalized? I'll send a chopper to the shore for you. You've already received permission to land from the Maloney government. Oh, time to go home and get some rest and relaxation. Time to go back to Alaska and deal with Whoa, what the? It was you, wasn't it? You're... Whoa, that's not creepy at all.
Number 16 barely caught a glimpse of me back then. My body was mutilated, but she saw the real me. I was like a white mist. When number 16 saw that mist, she thought I'd taken over her mind. But I couldn't get inside of her. I tried to, but it's like I was forced out. My mind wandered about, craving a body to reside in. Then I saw Fleming's daughter, so I decided to take this body. I saw how excited number 16 was, so I thought it would be fun to take on the role of Constance. I decided to play the hostage, but it wasn't as fun as I thought it would be. You're the real Nodney, the monster. No. I'll carve number 104 into your bones. Top grade silk does a body good. Sleep tight tonight like you always should.
Yeesh. Yes, exactly. Tell the press that Vigo Hawk was Emilio. That he took on the name Hans Davis supervised at Lobito and responsible for Metal Gear. Of course, he's not one of the 6. He's the perfect idiot to dump this on. Just in case, I had loads of evidence scattered around to prove without a doubt that Hawk, Emilio, and Hans Davis were all one and the same. Even number 16 fell for it. Yeah, she has the power, but she's just a kid after all. There's no way anyone can connect me to this. I found out about Metal Gear and brought it to the table. No one would think of me as being Emilio. I mean, why investigate to incriminate oneself? The 6 searchers and Beagle were already in a hopeless situation. They're worthless now. It's time to dump them. But watching over this whole incident has inspired me to pursue something new. I want Solid Snake. That's ridiculous. Don't compare him to number 16. She was craving a parent, and wanted Snake to fill that role. What is it up with people wanting Snake to fulfill weird-ass roles in these games? Like a baby seeking a breast. Nothing more than cheap sentiment. If I could get my hands on Snake, I could mold him into something much greater than number 16 ever was. Someday he'll be mine. It's inevitable. Okay, that's a bit creepy.
So, the only thing Alice put in was a vision of that ritual conjuration?
Yeah, that's all I could actually make out from Han's memory.
Maybe Alice just wanted you to get a glimpse of the horrible things you saw with your own eyes.
What do you mean?
Trapped in a room with the others, forced to fight to the death. I can't begin to imagine what kind of awful things Alice must have witnessed. She just wanted to share with you. Share the horrible experiences etched in her mind. Maybe she just thought if she could share those painful images with you, her beloved Snake, maybe it would make her feel as if she would be saved somehow from the chaos, even if only just a little.
Human emotions can't be mixed together like paints on a palette. Black is black, white is white, there are no shades of gray. I know Alice understood this, and yet I can feel it. Her pain, her loneliness. That's the only thing I can do for her now.
Snake?
What is it?
What were you saying about a snow-capped mountain?
Oh, that. Well, before I came here, I was climbing a mountain. One more day and I would have made it to the top.
Mountain climbing.
Something funny?
Is a trip to the mountains next up on your agenda?
Not a bad idea. Want to come along?
That sounds like fun. No helicopters for me. I'll start from the bottom.
It's a pretty long trip, you know.
I'll catch up if you decide to laze around in a mountain hut on the way, that is.
I'll just wait for you at the top. How's that?
No. I said I'll catch up, didn't I?
Was she trying to like hit on him or something like that? At the very end, he's like, no. Anyway, let's watch the credits roll. Oh man, that was a journey, folks. That game took me a lot longer than I expected, and it took me a bit of time to finally figure out. Like, I finally, it was one of those things where, like most games, I never really truly figured out like how to mix and match and all this other stuff with the cards until like the very end of the game. Like when I beat, like Clown really quickly, Leone at a decent amount, and Metal Gear, the Metal Gear. What was it called? I'm just gonna call it was Metal Gear Acid because we never got a name of it. Or we could call it Metal Gear Pythagoras. Why not? So, yeah, Metal Gear Acid. An interesting concept for the game. The card mechanic took a while to get used to. I feel like there's a lot of issues with that, mainly because I feel like, well, I don't know. I guess there was cards to, like, swap or get rid of cards and stuff like that I didn't really utilize. I just felt like a lot of times in the game would, like, drag on because I'd wait for certain cards to appear, but I guess I didn't really utilize the clearing of card packs and stuff like that, so I don't know. It was interesting. I did. It was fun. Well, I was frustrated half the game, but it was fun still figuring it out over the course, even though I got mad at the game quite a few times. But I think a lot of that was my ineptitude until I finally figured out the game. You could tell I was getting less and less. Well, I guess less and less is not the term I'd use. I was less and less angry at certain parts of the game when I figured it out, but by the end I didn't get mad. I got more annoyed with how long the game was taking and all that, or how the cards wouldn't line up in my favor. But anyway, music was pretty. I liked most of the music in the game. Most of the music kind of worked for what it was. Very few tracks didn't really stand out. I think worked for everything. Characters, Snake seemed a bit. I mean, obviously this is not a canon game, but Snake seemed a bit off in this game. Like not as intelligent or quick on the pace as he usually is. Like the whole him thinking he's Hans Davis. Like I don't know. I felt like. I wasn't a fan of the whole Hans Davis thing, and yeah, the game ended up saying that was just a lie concocted by Alice by manipulating him through the chain or whatever it was. So, I don't know. I kind of wish there had been a few more characters in this game. I think the length of the game works fine in this. This is one of those games that can take anywhere from 6 to 10 hours. Obviously, it took me a lot longer than that because I was figuring it out. I was playing games. I was playing off screen to grind for points and stuff like that. But yeah, it was only you and Teliko or whatever that was on the group. But I think it would have been too confusing to have more than 2 characters, especially with what the PSP can hold and what you had to add to the game. Maybe Link Battle works differently when you play against other people or something like that. But characters, I think there were a few interesting characters. Nothing that really stood out for me, though. Oh, we got a deleted card, level 1, level 2. Obtained Solid Snake from Metal Gear cards. So yeah, now there's actually a new game plus in the game. So now you can save the file, which I'll just save in the top. You might want to keep like an old file before you fight the Metal Gear if you want to grind for points, because you'd have to play through the whole game again to get to a good grinding spot to get more cards and stuff like that. I think as far as I know, New Game Plus basically just gives you all your cards like right off the bat at the very beginning of the game, so you can start off pretty strong, and it just gives you a chance to replay through the game again with a little bit faster instead of having to take forever to unlock all the packs and stuff like that. So, what else can I say about this game? Yeah, I think I wish there was a bit more interesting characters. Teliko was okay. I don't think. I mean, I like her design for Teliko, but I don't think anything really stood out to me for her as the main female protagonist in the game next to Snake. I mean, I think Roger did a fine job as the CEO of the mission. And I don't know about the twist, if that was a good twist or not. Like, you could tell that they dumped all that at the very end, in which, you know, unfortunately most Metal Gear games do that kind of at the end, that they explain a lot of it, like in the final areas of the game, like why this happened, why this happened, why this happened, and it just kind of got thrown at you. At that point, it was almost like it was just all getting thrown at you, and it's just like not enough time to take it in, and I don't know, it didn't feel that, it definitely didn't feel the same impact as maybe a main story would have been, you know. What else can I say? And I assume the ending's leading up to Metal Gear Acid 2, which I haven't played that one, so I don't know if it actually does. I assume it ties into this game with maybe number 16 making a reappearance, or 104 making an appearance, or something like that, or 16, or, you know, the guy who wants Snake, that one guy at the end, Patrick or whatever his name is. So, overall, I think I enjoyed my experience of the game, despite my harumphings and get annoyed at most parts of the game and take forever to finish maps, but I think I still enjoyed it. I don't know if I'd say this a game. I mean, depending on the cost, I guess this game's a keeper. Too bad it's on the PSP, and the PSP is kind of didn't have so many games for it, so maybe it's one thing to put in the library. I'll admit I'm more of a fan of the official Metal Gear games more than this one. It was a nice effort on this game's part to try and add something different to the game, being its own story, not really following all the canon. Because the only canon this game follows is Metal Gear on the MSX 1 and 2. That's all it takes from it. So Metal Gear Solid, Metal Gear Solid 2 have not taken place, you know, and all that type of stuff. Yeah, I don't know what else to say about this. I think maybe the mechanics could have been polished a little bit more in certain ways, maybe ways to speed up certain areas, or make it quicker or something like that. Because like that Metal Gear fight took forever, and it was just me waiting for the cards to appear and stuff like that. So I don't know, but I enjoyed my game, and I hope you enjoyed watching it too, despite my super long episodes or me bitching a lot of the way. I usually don't try to do that, but this game just really pushed all my buttons. So I do have a soft spot for the Metal Gear Acid game, or Metal Gear games in general. So I would say keep this game just as kind of a momentum of an odd era and a different type of game. So, but do what you would want to do. But for me, it's time to get back on track, get something else new in the mail, and play another game in the future. So thanks for watching. Hope you enjoyed, and I'll see you when the mail comes in.